The next chart that we're going to talk about is a scatter plot. These are used when you're comparing two continuous variables. You want to see the relationship between them. You might look at these for correlations or linear regressions, etc. So what I have here is I just have some, completely made up simulated data on two variables, and then I threw a gender variable in there also. So to create just a basic scatter plot, we're only going to want to highlight these two columns initially. If we highlight this column, we're not going to get the results that we're anticipating. So we're going to ignore this for right now. So highlight our two columns, and 50 data points is what we've got. Then we're going to come up here to the Insert tab, over here to Charts, and then kind of the one with the different colored, like the blue and white dots, is the scatter one. And we are going to select this one. We don't want them to be connected or anything. And so here is the plot that it gives us initially. And so we want to get rid of those lines. And we can see that it's kind of clustered over here. So we might want to edit the range of our x-axis to kind of better hone in on what we're displaying. Sometimes that's appropriate, sometimes it's not. But if we wanted to do it, just so you know, if we double click on the axis, it brings up this axis formatting options. And we can see right here at the top, these are the minimum and maximum values. So currently it has the minimum at 0, but let's kind of scoot it over. Maybe we'll scoot it over to 30, just to kind of spread things out a little bit. And so now we can see, here's our dots. Chart title, we should probably make that a little bit better considering it's made up of data. We'll say the relationship between, variable 1 and variable 2. With actual data, you would have a better title. Something else that we would commonly want to do with scatter plots is add a trend line. So if you have your chart selected, what you can do is go over here to the little plus sign, and that allows you to add chart elements. So click over here, and then we're going to come down to trend line, and then this little arrow next to it, and we want some more. Oh, come on now. We'd like some more options, please. More options. Okay, so we want a linear one. And then if we scroll down, if we wanted like a logarithmic or a polynomial or something like that, not appropriate here, and so you're not seeing much change, but linear is what we want. And here is where we can get some things displayed. So if we wanted to display an equation, we could. What I would like to do is display the r squared. So that's what would be useful for, a regression type format. And notice that it's just a text box. You can move it around. I just grabbed it and moved it. And if you wanted to, you can edit that text box. So I might want to also include the correlation in there so that I can just see it and not have to kind of calculate it in my head. But if you don't want it to include it, you don't have to. Something that's also kind of nifty about these is you can actually see, like if you hover, what the individual points are. And then if you wanted to change the shape of your dots, you can do that too. So again, just kind of double clicking on them brings up this menu. And if you want some effects there. But if you go to this paint bucket, this fill option, and come over here to marker, and then marker options right here, it automatically selects the dots. But if you decided that I don't want the dots, I want something else, here are your options. So maybe you wanted diamonds instead, then we could select that. Since we only had that single data point selected, it changed that, only that one to a diamond. But, if we format all of them, then we would get them all formatted to diamonds, like that. So being able to kind of change a specific data point can be useful, like if you're trying to call one out. But typically for something like this, you would have all your data points kind of the same shape. If you're showing 2 different or 3 different relationships on the same graph, like I'll be doing in the next scatterplot video, then you would absolutely want to have different shapes as well as different colors to make it clear which points belong to which groups, and to make it accessible regardless of color sensing ability.